Hey, how you doing? I finally got my cart started. Well, not started, but got the parts for it. And I'm going to show you what I did. You know, hold on a second. And tell you what I got so far. I haven't gotten it running yet because of a reason. I'll show you why. But here's the engine. I'm going to try and do this before that light comes out. Oh, porch light. It likes to shut out at a certain time. But I took the seats out, as you can see. Took the seats out, seat belts off, and it's another engine, type of engine. So I'll explain that to you. What it was is I had external. I found out that I had external reverse, which had the box right there, and I had this right here hooked onto it, and I was gonna take and put the other engine on there, back on there, so that way it would have the ball on it. But because of this not being centered, the engine mount not being centered, you know, as you can see, it's not centered like it's supposed to be. So I got this other axle from the same guy I got the motor from, and he wasn't using the axle, so I paid $40 for that. I paid $130 for the engine, the cable, and the wiring harness, which I paid $20 for the wiring harness, 10 for the wiring harness, 20 for this, for the shift, is because it has to have it. And it's forward, neutral, and reverse on this. And it should be in neutral. So, and I still have the battery, of course. It almost fell down. See if I can take it out. There. Pick that up. That way it's not all screwed up and everything. But it's got, this one has a cooling thing, which I plan to put right here. You drill holes and put it right there, but I'm gonna have to probably get 3 or 4 inch bolts for it somewhere. I have to figure out where. And the battery should fit, I don't know. It'd probably be a tight fit. But because I don't have the top for it, let me see. Yeah, it just fits down in there. What I'll have to do is get some ties and put in there, so that way it'll fit and it'll stay in there. Because the top for it I don't have, so I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, I don't want it to fall and bust open. I'd rather it go forward. But anyways, the reason why I wasn't able to start the motor is because the guy, when he took off of this one, you know, and see, we had to change it in. It's gonna line up and everything. I already checked before I even paid for it. This got broken by the guy taking the motor off of here. I don't know why he broke it or how, but he's gonna, I told him that he's gonna have to put the axle on for the charge of having to buy one of these, which cost me about $30 or $40, and actually about 60 something because of shipping. So whatever. But as you can see, I got the tires off. You know, all of them's off except for this one, because it's stripped out, and I got an easy out tool to be able to take them off, the socket one. And I got the breaker bar to go with it, because I might use it for something else too, so I'll have it anyway. And here's what I bought. I'm going to keep the, I bought one of these, just one, because that's all I need, because that's the only one broken, and the other ones are fine. I just have to get a bolt for one of them, because this one is bent, so I gotta find another bolt like this. You know, as you can see, it's bent. I'm gonna put that right there so I don't get lost. That goes to the old thing. These right here, up under here. There's the foot pegs. I took them off because what I was going to do was, after I got done, I was going, sorry about the plane, I was going to sand it and paint it, and I might have a buyer if they want to pay my price. Which so far I've invested somewhere between $800 to $1,200. So it's a lot of money involved in this. because I want to get it done. But the only thing that's really going to be bad is the body, because you see how it looks. You know, it's not the best of shape. And I'm just going to take a piece of balsa wood, and I have some JB weld, and I'm going to take a piece of flexible balsa wood, and hopefully it'll curve, and then I'm going to put JB weld on it so that way it closes up this hole. And I found out that when I went to take the bolt off, it's welded. Somebody tack welded it, and they did the same thing over here, which is not supposed to be that way. But in order to be able to take it off, you would have to cut it and then grind it down, and that way you put the new one on and grind it down to where it's, you know, curved, you know, which is stupid on their part. It was really dumb to do, because you're not supposed to weld them like that, because it's made to be able to take off, because it's a separate piece. And I was going to replace it, but oh well, I can't even put the roll bars on it. But it actually looks cooler like this. But what I bought was new seats, the bottom, because I'm going to put the headrest back on, because they're in pretty decent condition. You know, they come off. I just can't do it with one hand. Give me a second. Oh, my bad. My bad, my bad. 1 second. Oh, I'll worry about that later. I can't even get it off right now. I ain't gonna worry about it till I go to get it. A certain way you gotta do it, and it's kind of hard to. But it does come off. Another thing I got, well, I got the 2 tires. I just have to get the other one, get this one off, and I'm supposed to get everything next week. Today's 8/9/2016. 18. Sorry. 2018. I don't know why I was thinking 16. Anyways, once I get the ignition coil, I'm going to give them to finish the engine, and I'm going to put the tire, you know, get that off and everything. And I ordered new headlights. New headlights for it, and all the brakes. I ordered a new one for that, and it's already bled and everything before I get it, and it's got fluid in it. So I ain't got to worry about that. It's already done. All I have to do is install them. And hopefully it comes with the bolts. I won't have to use mine or something. And everything that I take off will go with it, you know, like spares, in case they need them. And that's why it's going to be, I'm going to sell it for about $2,000 to $2,500, somewhere in there, because I'm going to get my money out of it. Probably about 20, somewhere between 2,000 to 2,500. I'm going to try to get double my money back if I can, or at least my money back out of it, plus some. So, but I got the seats ordered, got seat belts ordered, and it's the 5-point. It's got, you know, just like the other ones were, except, you know, it's connected on the top part where your shoulder straps are, you know, like right here. And it's all got one piece. And then you got one for the side, and then the other one goes on the bottom of the seat. So I have to take that one off and put it on. But I put the bolts with it, with the seat belts. So that way when I get the new seat belts, if they don't have the things with them, the bolts and stuff, then I'll use the ones over there and put it on here. And then this right here, what I plan on doing, the shifter, as you can see, I'm gonna have to put one here, because, you know, unless I can get somebody to fabricate a piece and weld it right here for this to hold it, I'm gonna have to probably put holes right here and a hole right here, you know, wherever the thing lines up, and then take a tie, put it around here, and then when I put it on, the other tie will go this way around the bolt, and then I'm going to tighten them down so that way it's tightened in one place. But I'm going to tighten it down after I put this one in, so that way it won't move. And I got I'm not going to put oh, and it's got a kill, I found out it's got a kill switch right here, so I'm going to leave it right there and put it up here. So that way it's in between, somewhere in between. When I put the seats up, I'll get a tie, put it here, so that way it's in between the two seats, and I can be able to reach it easier. As you can hear, you know, lightning and stuff. It's gonna rain soon. I think it sprinkled a little bit, but the steering wheel I'm gonna keep on there, you know, because it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. You know, it just looks old. Yeah, you probably get a piece of cloth and put on it, but it's fine like it is. And I got the ignition switch. I put that in there. I already hooked up the front. I just hadn't tested the lights yet, but I figured I'd go ahead and get new lights. That way I ain't got to worry about it. But I'll make sure those work anyway. If they don't, then I did a good thing. And if it doesn't, then you know, you can still use one or the other for either side. You know, because it'll work on either side. But so far, that's what I've gotten. And there's something else I ordered. I just can't remember what it was. I ordered the seats, seat belts, brakes, lights. I had to buy that today. I ordered a new ignition coil, so that way I can have it. I had to get it. That's one thing I ordered too. And there was something else that I had gotten, but I can't remember what it was. What the brakes? That might be it. That might be it. But I thought there was something else that I had gotten that was for the cart. I think that's it. I believe so. And I got the 2 chains, so one of them should work. Hopefully that one, because it's already on there. But that one looks like it's better condition, so I might try to use that one if I can. You know, it looks like it's smaller too, so it might be the one to fit on there. But we got both of them, so whichever one it is, it'll work. But once we get the motor hooked up and everything, get the battery, put the fuel in, put the axle, you know, put the new axle on, which I could probably do it myself, but I'm gonna make him do the axle because he was the one that broke my thing, and he's gonna do something to pay for the solenoid. Ignition coil, because he messed my thing up and he shouldn't have. Let me go over here and get this light turned back on. All I have to do is walk over here and it'll turn on. But it's pretty decent, you know. Just like you see the rotors now, they look pretty decent. Just I'm going to change all that, and I have to get some bolts here and there for. And I have to get bolts for this. And it doesn't go back, but once I put the new one on, it'll put pressure on it. There you go. You know, I just take this one off, and that one's going to have a bolt. I hope it's got the bolts with it, unless I have to buy one, which I might have to. I have to get a bolt for that. I'm glad I saw that, because I didn't notice it till just now. And I noticed that it has the horns on it, but somebody put, here it is, somebody put this on there, I guess to make it more sound or something, make it louder or something. I don't know. Because it looks like that was a plumbing piece. And then, well, that's the thing right there. But I guess that's the other one. But I had the little, oh, here it is right here. I think that was a horn. But I might hook it back up to see if it works or something, I don't know. Just to check it. You know, don't really need a horn, but I could hook one in if I had to. Yeah, because you don't really need a horn to begin with, because it's off-road. And it doesn't have a title, but being off-road, you don't have to have one. You just can't drive on the road, because then it would be illegal. And even if it had a title, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway, because I was told by the DMV that you can't do that. But that's what I've gotten. I've gotten that far so far. And the new parts will be in. All the parts should be in by next Friday. So I should have them all by then. I'm supposed to get some of the parts on Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully it'll be the tool to take them nuts off of there, off the tire, so that way I can get the tire off. And I have the money right now to take them up there and get them fixed and put on like they're supposed to be. And they're going to put them the way that they're supposed to be put. You know, each one has to have it like this facing towards the front on the tires. But like I said, that's what I've got so far. And he's going to have to put all that back together because he took my wires apart, which I don't see why. Well, he took the box apart because we was going to put it on there, on the other one, you know, over there, the old one, but it didn't work. So, you know, because it didn't line, because the other one is not right there, it's like right here on the other one. So that's why I had to pay 40 bucks for that. The seats I paid about 100 and, well, it was 150 a piece for the bottom. And the driver's seat is adjustable. And I still have the bolts on the bottom for it. Yeah, it's not too bad underneath, you know, if you see it, if you can see it. It's not too bad. You know, I gotta do some stuff to it. You know, I don't know if you can see it really or not. I'm trying to shine the light where maybe y'all can see it. But I was trying to find somewhere else to put this cooling thing. But that's the only place I can figure out where to put it. I just have to see if I can find bolts long enough. I'm going to have to measure it. And it's actually got to go out a little more because of putting the bolt and the nut on and making sure it stays on. I was thinking about putting a nut on it and then put a lock washer or lock nut. So that way it'll make it stay in place and it won't come out. You know, it's like a safety thing. Because if it comes off, you know, it might hit something or another. But that's what I've gotten. It's getting there. Oh, and I bought 4 jacks, as you can see. And I finally got it up off the ground like I wanted to. So, but the carburetor looks pretty decent. At least he didn't mess that up. But he will get it running. And he will finish. So, because that was kind of messed up, what he did. You know, I had to pay for another one. And he's gonna put the axle on for the work, to make up the price. And like I said, I might have a buyer for it, you know, if he goes for it. The only thing I hadn't done yet, and I might just leave it the way it is because, you know, it's pretty sound, you know, pretty sturdy and everything, and there's no holes, rust holes or anything. All you have to do is just sand it down and repaint it, which ain't nothing, you know. But it still rides good. You can sit in and everything. And once I get it all done, I was thinking about just sanding it and do like a, you know, paint job thing. But put like a rust primer on it. You know, just sand down some of the paint that's loose and stuff like that. And here, let me show you. You know, like right here. You know how it's coming off. Just take some stuff and put, you know, grind it a little bit. Or sand it, or find some kind of sander or something. Sand it down, paint it yellow. You know, cover up the motor and everything so it don't get on the motor. And some of the other things, cover those up. So that way I can spray the orange and everything. Now I'll do the same thing up here when I get everything on. Then I'll take it off, you know, from up here and take it off down here. So that way I can sand everything and paint it, clean it up. And then I'll put the seats on. But if he buys it as is, then he can do the painting and stuff. But it's a friend of mine named Shannon. And the one thing I have to check is the on and off switch for the lights, headlights. I have to make sure that works because I found out there's a single light beam, you know, single beam. It's not high-low, which I don't see why it would be high-low anyway because you really don't need high-low beams on it. It just needs to be able to see. You have to make sure they're in the right place, you know, stuff like that, where you can be able to see. And the new one should be really good. And if it's not, if the wiring harness should work, because you had to own another cart. So I replaced the lights, that'll work. The brakes, the whole brake system, lines, everything. And it comes with brake pads, stuff like that. And that was the price for it was like 160 something. Like I said, I invested about $800 to $1,200 so far. I'd have to sit down and figure out exactly how much. You know, just about all the parts I ordered, so it'd pretty much tell me what I need. And it's pretty cool though. I can't wait to test drive and see how it runs. And when I do that, then I'll do a picture of it running. You know, it'd be on the ground, and I'll have a video of it running and test drive. And that way, you know, you'll see me driving it. And I'll have to do the camera like that, so that way you can be able to see it. But it does look pretty cool, you know, like it is without the roll bar. It actually looks a lot better. And if I sell it before I do the Mustang, sorry. But I plan on fixing it up and selling it to buy a motorcycle. I'd rather get the money and just buy my own motorcycle. That way I can have money for insurance and stuff too if I have to. But I gotta put the throttle back on. And I still like that. That's still pretty cool. You know, the air filter. Looks like a jet engine. There was something else, but I can't think of what. What was it? Oh, the pieces. You know, it's got that one on there. The axle thing, whatever it is. But those are gonna have to be took off and put on there. And the same thing on that side. But I gotta take that tire off first. And as that's going on, what I'm gonna do is work on the brake at the same time. You know, once we get the axle back on, when I get the brakes, I'm gonna put the brakes on, and I'm gonna do that myself. I'm just getting them to do the engine, finish the engine, put the battery on, make sure it runs, put the axle in, and they're done. I'm gonna do the tires and everything myself. Put the brakes on, hook everything back up, or hook everything up. Well, we have to make sure it goes reverse, forward, you know, stuff like that. Hook that in, and I'm going to do some of that. I'll probably drill the holes this weekend for the two things, so that way I'll make sure that everything's where it needs to be, and get the small bolts for the one up there, so that way when I get the master cylinder, all I have to do is take it back off, and I'll have the bolts for it already. Smoke, well, I'm talking so the smoke keeps coming out. But like I said, if my smoking offends somebody, you don't have to watch the video. So, but or videos. But the next one should be, I might just do when I get all the parts before I put it on. Do one more video so you see what I have, because I can't remember everything I bought. I was gonna get another steering wheel, but don't need it. So, but I gotta cut this short because the video is now 23 minutes long. Apologize, but I want to explain some of the stuff I got and everything. I hope it was good for you. But as far as I know, I got everything I need, minus the small bolts and nuts and stuff. You know, I got the seat and all, so it's pretty cool. But let me go turn this light on, and then I'm going, because it's raining. Well, starting to. And oh, one thing is, when I paint it, if I paint it, I gotta fix this too, because he kind of dropped it down. He dropped it when he tried to put the motor in, and it didn't hit the ground because of the things. But when he went to lift it up to put it back on, it dug into the dirt right there. As you can see, he dug it into the dirt. So I'm gonna have to clean it probably. And I gotta fix it, take this off and hammer it back into place, or just hammer it back into place like it is. But I'd rather do it with it off of there, so that way I can do it straighter. And then what I'm gonna do is just paint all of it. And then when I get it painted, if I paint it, I'm gonna put paint black back on there with a brush. And then I'm gonna put this black too, just paint it black. So that way it gives it a better look, you know, because some of it is black anyway. But it'll be black and yellow. Mostly yellow, but I think yellow is a good color for it. And if anything, I can just sell it like it is, you know, and fix that part back there where the gas tank is. Fix that part. So it's getting there. About the end of the next week, I should have the parts for it. So hopefully it'll work. Oh, and by the way, my daughter's having her baby tonight, you know, and she was 10 centimeters. And also, they told her to start pushing, so baby should be born any time now, probably sooner or later. I have to keep checking with the wife to see if the baby's born yet or not. I told her don't send me a picture because I wanted to see him in person first, and then I'll take a picture of him. But that's what I have. So, you know, I'm getting there. You know, have a new master cylinder, and I'm gonna keep all the parts, you know, that was on there. You know, if they want them, they can take them with the buggy, and that way I'll be able to sell it for a little bit more. You know, with the parts that were on it, and it'll work. So, as you can see, it's starting to rain. I don't know if you can tell or not. Yeah, there it goes. But it's starting to rain out here. But I just wanted to show the cart and everything and what I was doing. And I'm gonna have to check the forward reverse. I think it wasn't working with this tire. So what I'm gonna have to do is when I put the new brakes on, I'm gonna see if it'll work with that. And if not, I may have to buy a new cable, because this right here is fine. But I may have to buy a new cable. I might just do that anyway, just to make sure. I might just get a new cable. But I wanted to test it first, but I want to have everything together when I go to do it to make sure it works. So, in the next video, I'll tell you if I did or not. I'm still deciding. But, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Not hope, but I'll see you next time. Later.